It's the Last Stand Podcast. And here's your host, Brian Custer.
That's right. It is The Last Stand. I'm Brian Custer, where we bring you the biggest names in the sport and in the welterweight division. One of the most exciting fighters at 147 is a young man who fights out of Philly. His name is Jaron Boots Ennis, and he joins us right now. And again, on The Last Stand. Boots, welcome back to The Last Stand.
Hey, what's up, man? Appreciate you for having me. Always, supporting and having me on, and pushing me out, getting me out there.
Absolutely. Listen, man, what a performance you had on Showtime Championship Boxing. So you take on Sergey Lipinets, former world champion, ranked in the top 10 in the welterweight division. You knock him out in the 6th round. What do you think that victory, that knockout, said to those who said, why is this kid getting so much hype and hasn't fought anyone? What did that knockout say to those non-believers?
I guess now they see why, guys didn't want to, fight me and stuff like that. And like I said before, I take my head off to Sergey Lipinets and his team for, accepting the fight. And I appreciate that and allow me, to elevate my career and, boost my stats up, my rankings up, and, and become, eventually a pay-per-view star. And like I said before, this was the start right here.
How motivated were you for particularly this fight because of Sergey's background coming in, and people were saying, oh, well, finally we'll see what this supposedly kid is all about?
Like I said before, every fight I have, I always go into a fight like I'm fighting for a world title. I don't care if I'm fighting somebody 0-100. So I'm gonna always be well prepared and be focused and locked in because it's boxing and anything can happen. But I was definitely excited for this one because I had a guy with a name, he's former world champion, he fought a lot of top guys, and I was able to do my thing and stop him, and nobody else did that.
Was it the toughest fight of your career thus far?
Honestly, I thought he was going to, bring like another side out of me and I could be able to show like more tools and stuff, but it wasn't that. Like, I don't take anything away from him. He was a great fighter or anything. I was just in there having fun and being myself, and I was just putting on a show. That's all.
And so it begs the question, then, was it easier than you thought it was going to be?
You could say that it was everything that I thought he was going to be. Well, I thought he was going to throw a little bit more punches and come forward a little bit more. But maybe I neutralized it, by touching him a little early. So,
what did you like most about your performance after you had the chance to look back on it?
I watched it one time. I need to watch it one more time because I always need a second opinion on how I fight. But I'm always hard on myself. I don't ever think I look good or do what I need to do. But I think I show a lot in that last fight. And like I said before, I was just in there having fun, you know what I mean?
And you said you're always hard on yourself. What did you not get to show, or what in that fight did you say, man, we worked on this and I didn't get a chance to bring that out?
It's not that. It's just that I know that like certain shots that we worked on or certain things that we worked on, I could have did at that point in time, or I was just like waiting a little too long and stuff like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's boxing, and you get better and better each and every fight. And the goal is to learn from your fights, and that's what I do. I learn from every fight, and I get better each and every fight.
Why do you think Boots Ennis is like that young lion that everyone in this welterweight division is looking at like, whoa, man, this kid is going to be a problem? What is it, do you think, that you possess that maybe this division doesn't have?
Like I always say, I'm well-rounded at everything that I do. I can box, I can fight on the inside, strong, fast, powerful. Everything you need, I have it, and I'm well-rounded at everything. Yeah, I think this division, everybody is like they only good at like one thing or two things, and I'm good at everything.
I thought it was interesting. You were quoted as saying the scary thing for the welterweight division is that I haven't even reached my man strength yet.
Yeah, I definitely. I feel like I didn't reach my main strength yet. I feel like I have about like 1 or 2 more years until I get that full adult strength, and yeah, it's only up now. Yeah.
So listen, now that you have a performance like that against a top fighter, realistically, what do you think is next for you? And have you talked to your team about and said, look, in the welterweight division, this is the type of fighter. This is the guy I want.
Realistically, I want a top 3 or a top 5 guy, like I said before, or that way I want a top 3 or top 5 guy, and that way it put me in line, for a world title by the end of the year or the beginning of 2022, and I just want all the great fights and fight all the best fighters, and that's the goal.
And when you say that, like, who are the type of fighters we talking about when you say you want top 3 type fighters in the welterweight division?
All the big names, like Keith Thurman, Ugai, Sean Porter, the top guys, the belt holders, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Pacquiao. I feel like I'm missing somebody, but yeah, you get it. You get the point.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting because immediately after that victory, you saw there was like, it's time for Boots Ennis versus Keith Thurman. It's time for Boots Ennis to take on the Sean Porters. Do you think you can get those type of fights, or Boots? Do you think you'll have to sign with Al Haymon and PBC so that those fights are made easier for you?
I definitely think we can get those fights without a problem. It's just that everything about timing and patience.
And do you eventually, or have you even thought about signing with Al Haymon and PBC?
I just been sitting back right now and just relaxing. I ain't really been thinking about stuff like that. But I'll sit back and talk to my team, my dad, Cameron Duncan, and see what's going on.
Yeah. Do you see, because this welterweight, I think one of the things that makes the welterweight division so good, you have all of these big names that you talk about at the top, and now we've got these young, really good fighters like yourself, coming in as well. And do you see, like yourself, Virgil Ortiz, who had a really nice showing for himself, like the future Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford of this welterweight division?
This welterweight division is definitely packed. A lot of young up and coming hungry fighters, and like I said before, it's time. It's time for the youngest to take over, and the older guys got to get on out the way.
What is your general routine after a fight? How long do you take off before you just get back in the gym, just doing some things and work out before you get that call for your next fight? So what's the usual routine for Boots Ennis after a fight?
After a fight, just chilling with the fam, relaxing, eating, playing a little basketball. I went back in the gym actually yesterday, just to see everybody and little shakeout, nothing too crazy. The goal for me is to get better and just to go down in history as a great. And like I said before, the job not done. I had a great win, but the job not done. The goal is to be world champion and then eventually undisputed world champion, and then do the same thing at the next weight class.
Mm. And to not get burned out, how long do you stay away? Let's say, how long do you stay away from the gym and before you go back in, like every other day or things of that nature, just to keep the body fresh and the muscles?
Um, One thing about me, I don't get burnt out about boxing. Like it just, I don't know if it's because I've been boxing, like I've been around boxing all my life, and I've been around my brothers and stuff like that, and my dad. I love being around the boxing gym. I love being around, just the team. Period. Being at fights. Yeah, I just love boxing. Period. And it's hard to beat somebody when they love what they do, and I love this sport. So
I thought the one thing that's interesting about you, Boots, is that, and listen, I understand you're young, 23, but you haven't fallen into any of the traps that come with the hype. As listen, everyone calls you the next big thing. There are guys that, because of that hype, it takes them under, whether it's partying, clubbing, things of that nature. You haven't fallen in any of those traps. Why is that? And we've seen guys who are your age who have. Why is that?
just that's just the way I was brought up. That's the way my mom and dad raised me. Everything. You just got, even don't matter how much money you get, just stay focused, stay humble, treat people how you want to be treated, and that's exactly what I do. I don't care how much money I make, I'm gonna always be the same person. And you can ask anybody that I went to school with, elementary school, high school, anything. I'm still the same person, didn't change, and that's how you got to be. That's how you have more fans, how you get people to love you, and that's the goal. I have a big back and have people to love me and be great.
Yeah. You still haven't now, even with this knockout. I mean, you haven't gone to the 7th round yet at all. Is there a part of you, because it is the unknown, to say, one of these fights, maybe I do want to get pushed, go all 12, have some adversity so I can show people that even when I'm faced with adversity, I still know how to win. Is there a part of you that wants to do that?
I mean, like I said before, y'all know my slogan. The goal is for me is to be in and out like a robbery. But I'm always in shape. I be in the best shape. Y'all see I don't sit down in the corner. I've been doing it since I was an amateur. There's no need for me to sit down. We train 4 minutes in the gym, and we only fight 3 minutes, so ain't no need for me to sit down. So yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like I know I can go to 12 rounds because I train hard in the gym. And if I have to go 12 rounds, y'all gonna see me get stronger as the rounds go on. As y'all seen my last fight, I just keep getting stronger, stronger, and you're not doing nothing but giving me more time to figure my opponent out and break them down even more.
Mm. And I know there are a lot of people who love to watch you fight, and then they'll say, well, I don't know if he's ready though for the Errol Spences, the Terrence Bud Crawfords, as you say. What's your reply to them?
That's their opinion, but at the end of the day, I know the better my opponent, the better I'm gonna be. As y'all can see, I just fought a great champion, a former world champion, and the better my opponent, the better I'm gonna be. Just it seemed like when I fight somebody that's great or fight somebody that's good, it just make me, go to that next level, and it's just like kind of like easy for me.
You mentioned you come from a fighting family. Obviously, your trainer, your father Bozy, was a fighter. Brothers, fighters. None of them, though, kind of have reached where you are. Good fighters, but they have, and a number of people in the media have dubbed you to be great. How much pressure is that on you? And do you feel that at all? Not only at home, because now, even from a family standpoint, it's all on you. And now, even from the media, when they look at the division and in the sport, they say it's all on you. How much pressure do you feel when you're on by yourself? Like, man, I feel like I got the weight of the world on my shoulders.
Um, it's crazy. I don't feel no pressure. Everybody always asks me that question. Like I never feel pressure because I don't know. I guess it's just for me being around the sport so long. I just don't feel no pressure, and I was able to see, my brothers fight on ESPN, Showtime, and the cameras was always around, and I was right there. So it's like nothing new to me. Like I've been this stuff like nothing new to me. I've like been there before. It seemed like I've been there before, and just it just I don't know. It's weird. So there's no pressure for me. Like it's just always another day in the office for me. Period. Or it's just another day. Period for me. I just you gotta just take it day by day.
If you had to put a percentage on where you think you are when it comes to your full potential, where is Boots Ennis right now as a fighter?
Um, I still feel like I didn't show the world my full potential. Yeah, I say about like 30%,
Wow.
40%.
Boots, come on, man. If you be
Yeah,
modest, huh?
yeah. I feel like I haven't really had to go on my bag to like show my full potential. And then my last fight, I feel like I was just warming up, and I wound up getting a knockout. But I feel like I was just warming up, getting loose, and starting to really have some fun.
Every fighter has their muse, someone who just inspired them, whether it's, Hagler, whether it's Leonard, whether it's Tyson, Hearns, whoever it is. Who was your guy? Who was your guy, as a teen growing up was like, yo, man, that's my guy. And you not say you patterned your style after him, but, obviously you take a little piece of just about everybody. And who was that guy for you?
Well, besides my brothers and my dad, everybody already know Roy Jones is like my favorite fighter, and I just love the way he was an entertainer. The way he used to walk to the ring, he used to rap himself out sometimes. He always had a nice fashion with him, a nice swag with him coming to the ring, and that was somebody that I always watched. Floyd was another one that I always watched. He always had different swag coming to the ring. Had rappers walking them out. Had a big entourage and stuff like that. So that was another guy, and also Pernell. I can keep going. Pernell, Sugar Ray Leonard, Andre Ward. It's a whole lot of guys that I'd be watching and just be taking game from.
How old were you, Boots, when you realized that you had been blessed with a real gift and, honestly had a shot to see a world champion in this sport? How old were you when you realized and said to yourself, whoa, God's really giving me something here?
Since I started boxing, since I put on my first pair of boxing gloves, I just knew. All I gotta do is stay level headed, stay focused, stay humble, and keep listening to my team, my dad, and we on our way.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I love to do this whenever we have fighters on, since we like to get real here on this podcast. If it was up to you, forget about Cameron Duncan, your manager, your dad. If Boots Ennis was his own manager, promoter, everything, picked his fight, give me your next two fights. You say this guy and this guy. These are the next two guys I want to fight.
My next two fights would be a world champion fight. So probably Earl Spence or Bud.
And you believe as of right now you're ready for whether it's Errol, whether it's Bud, or whether it's Manny. You're ready for them right now, and tell me why.
They all great fighters. But I've been ready, like I said before, and I'm well rounded at everything that I do, and those type of fighters, they're gonna bring the best out of me, and you're gonna really see what I'm really about. And I feel like them fights right there is just that's right there is gonna make me a legend, beating those three guys, and that's the goal, to be a legend, go down in history, Hall of Fame, and fight all the best fighters, and that's what I want to do. So if it was up to me, that they will be my next three fights.
And the business of boxing, for those guys, why look back they're trying to look forward and they want all the belts. And so, they know from a business decision, that's not wise. I could possibly lose all my belts to this young buck. So that's why, they're not even going to contemplate fighting you. So do you think then, like you said, the Keith Thurmans, Sean Porters, you think those guys are more realistic? Because, whether you're Keith Thurman, you're still looking for a fight. He's still trying to look for a big fight at 147. Sean Porter still looking for a big fight. Do you think those kind of fights are more realistic for you?
As of right now, yeah, I feel like those fights are more realistic. One of those top 3 guys. But that's going to, push me forward towards world title between, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Pacquiao, and whoever else got the belt that week. So that's the goal, though. Fight the best, work my way up. I know I got to work my way up. I know they're not going to just pick me and fight me. And, I mean, I respect it, but I'm going to continue to keep working my way up to the world title and, keep beating everybody put in front of me, and eventually I'll be a world champion. I feel like it will be the end of this year or 2022, beginning of 2022.
How long do you see yourself at 147?
It's like until I get a belt, and then I collect all the belts, and then I'll move to 54.
Got it. Boots, for everyone who watches this podcast and listens to it, we allow them to submit questions, and we got a number of them here for you. So let's get right to them. This first one comes from Twitter. It says, "Are you ready for Danny Garcia? You're from the same city. Y'all gotta fight."
Most definitely. I mean, if they present, if they offer the fight, we take it. We don't have no problem with that. Danny a great fighter though. I heard he was supposed to be at the 54.
Next one from Twitter is from Alex. He says, "What is your hobby that you enjoy most when you're away from boxing?"
I have a few. Playing basketball is one. Playing video games, shooting pool, bowling with the family, playing cards. It's a lot. I can be here all day. I can keep going.
What's your game of choice when you talk about video games?
2K, Madden, Call of Duty, GTA. I play it all.
Love it. I love it. Next one from Twitter. It says, "What do you think of a fight with a guy like Rashidi Ellis or Jamal James next?"
Great fight. Like I said before, anybody can get it. All they gotta do is call, and we can make it happen.
This one from Xander on Twitter. It says, "When does Boots not work out? Do you work out all year? Don't you take breaks?"
I take a little break, but I try to stay in shape. Don't want to get too fat, get too big. You gotta stay a certain amount of pounds overweight, and you don't want to get too high. So that's what I do.
And for you, like, what's the biggest that you would ever, when you're in between fights, what's the biggest you would ever get to?
But weight wise?
Weight wise.
No comment.
That's funny. Okay. No wonder you work hard. Okay, I got you. But here's the good thing. It's good that you're young, that you can drop that weight, because when you get older, it gets a lot harder. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
This one from Twitter. It says, "Yourself aside, how do you rate the welterweight division from 1 to 5? So in other words, give you your top 5 fighters at welterweight.
I'm putting myself at number 1. Putting myself at number 1. But I say me, Errol Spence, Bud, Pacquiao, Sean Porter.
Interesting. This other one from Twitter, it says, "Please explain your neck punch. It's so under-discussed, so effective in getting the job done. Young fighters need to study it.
My neck punch?
That's what it says, your neck punch. I don't know if maybe he's talking about your uppercut. I don't know. It says your neck punch.
I'm not sure what he's talking about. Is he talking about me throwing my hook and it's hitting them in their neck, or uppercut?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is.
I mean, I don't aim for the neck. It just sometimes it just, it just happened.
Yeah, that's funny. That's pretty funny. All right, Boots Ennis, it's time for the last stand. You know the drill. I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. You just give me the first thing that comes to your mind, man. You ready?
Got you.
Okay. In your opinion, who is Philly's best young star right now? Is it Jaron Boots Ennis or Cool Boy Stephen Fulton, the world champion?
Both of us. It's both of us. that's my guy.
I know, but I said star, not stars. I said star. Who is the guy of Philly?
We gonna shine together. we shining together.
By the way, speaking of that, did you see Shakur Stevenson raining your praises all over social media?
Oh yeah, that's my boy. He a great fighter, man. Great fighter.
And when it comes to fighters, if you had to say, who is your partner? Who is Boots' partner when it comes to fighters?
My partners?
I
mean, I got it's a few. You got Kuwait stuff, Shakur. Just it's a lot. It's so many, I can't name right now. And then as soon as I get off here, I'm gonna remember later on. And I'll be calling you, be like, this guy. So I mean, it's a lot of people that I'm real cool with, in boxing, and we all gonna shine together.
That's great. If you had your choice, who would you rather fight right now? Errol Spence Jr. or Terrence Bud Crawford?
I can't get both.
Can't get both. You had to pick which one?
I want both.
But which one you want more?
Either one. It don't really matter to me. They both got belts, so it don't matter. But Spence got two, so we can go Spence.
Everybody in the world wants those two to fight. In your opinion, who would you see winning that fight?
That's a great fight. Two great fighters. I still think it's 50-50. You got to see who's gonna be the best man on fight night. Whoever prepared the best.
In your opinion, Boots aside, who's the best fighter in the welterweight division?
Yeah, I already know what I'm gonna say.
Boots aside,
it's me.
If there was a guy out there, who's the guy in that 147 that you even put on your window and said, man, I got to take this guy out. He's right. People consider him the best in the division.
I mean, you gotta. Besides me, you gotta give it to Spence because he has the most belts at the weight.
Again, Boots Ennis aside, who represents Philly, or how about this? Who does Philly love more? Tevin Farmer, Julian Williams, or Danny Garcia?
Tevin Farmer, Julian Williams, or Danny Garcia.
Who does Philly love more?
How you gonna make me answer that?
you Mr. Philly.
I'm not.
You got the pulse of the city. I want to know. I want to know who the fight fans love and Philly love more out of those three. Is it Danny Garcia, Tevin Farmer, or is it J-Rock, Julian Williams?
And I know all three of them. I don't know.
Take a stand, my brother. Take a stand.
I'm gonna say I don't know.
You
don't
was
know.
gonna give me an answer too. You know, it's right there.
I was, but I can't really say. Can't really say.
You gotta. I'm sure you got a feeling. There's people feeling say, "Man, I love this cat, man."
I mean, they all had their time, and then he was hot first. Then it was then it was Tev. Tev was hot, and then J-Rock. Hell, he had all definitely like he had mostly all the belts. So
yeah,
everybody had their own section. So you can't just say just one.
it's a good politically correct answer there. That's a good politically correct answer. All right, this is an easy one here. Last but not least, if Jaron Ennis wasn't a professional fighter, what would you be doing right now as a professional?
Probably be trying to get an NBA.
Oh, how
That would have been. I mean, because I played basketball for a while. I played from I was about like 9 to about like 13. I played AAU. So, I mean, I had hoop dreams, but I was still boxing at the same time. But, I gave basketball up. It wasn't fun for me as boxing was for me. So, I just stuck with boxing and continued boxing. But I definitely still, love basketball. That's like my second sport right there.
And how many times you see yourself fighting this year?
Maybe two more times.
Two more times
is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully I get back in July or August, and hopefully a big name.
And boxing has, listen, there's the promotional, there's the political. Does it matter to you on what platform you fight on?
At the end of the day, I just want to rumble and fight, and I'm a fighter, and that's all I want to do is fight, be great, fight the best fighters, and get hit as less as possible, and keep my head on straight, stay focused, and go down in history.
And have you thought about how long you want to fight in this fight game? How long do you want to be a fighter? And when you're done, how long do you want to fight first?
I'm gonna say probably till I'm about like 33, 34. I don't want to be in the game too long because I got a lot of fights already right now, and I feel like I'm getting ready to make my mark in this boxing game. So I feel like I got about like 10 more years, maybe 11 more years, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hang it up and be a trainer.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Hey, look, that's what we do here on The Last Stand. We bring you the biggest names in the sport like Jaron, Boots, Ennis. Yo, we got to do something with this nickname Boots, man. I don't know. I mean, we gotta come up with some kind of hook. So when people ask you about Boots and how you got that nickname, that it just sounds imposing. We got to come up with some boxing thing. Like, you know what I mean? I smashed you in the face like someone kick you in the face with some boots or something. You know what I mean? We gotta trick that up something.
Yeah, we gotta remix it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Because my story on there a little boring.
Yeah. But not your fighting style. Keep knocking them out, man. I always appreciate you taking the time and talking with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Folks, that's what we do here on The Last Stand. We bring you the biggest names, just like Jaron, Boots, Ennis. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.